Hey guys, welcome to the Source Gaming Discussion. I am your host, Epic Martin 7, and today I am joined by Triss.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about the modes we would like to see in Smash for Switch. Now, I'm going to be one of those people to say that Smash 3DS probably had the better modes out of both versions.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of people didn't really like the modes in Smash Wii U because they were kind of lackluster. Not going to go into main details because probably a lot of people watching this already know most of the modes in there. One of them we don't really need to mention. So obviously there's a lot of wishes for better modes out there. So right now we're going to kind of make a list of the top 3 modes we like to see. And this is going to be on the fly. We don't have any list in front of us, so I guess you can think of this as more genuine. So, Triss, considering you're the one joining and I'm the one talking and rambling, why don't you start with your third pick?
So, even though these are new modes, I'm going off of new as in was not featured in 3DS or Wii U. And I rank this as 3 because it's not my most wanted, but I know people want to see it, and that would be a melee-styled adventure mode.
Yeah, that's probably the most wished mode I have seen, at least on Reddit and Discord, Reset Era. A lot of people want that kind of mode, and myself included. I really think that they should have at least these characters interacting with the terrain of different worlds. Like, it was awesome seeing Captain Falcon and Melee going through Mushroom Kingdom, stomping Goombas, and Falcon punching Koopa Troopas. I mean, that was really fun seeing, and it provided a huge spin on what classic mode was in Smash 64. Especially with Giga Bowser at the end of the adventure mode. Spoilers, of course, but I'm pretty sure people would... It's a 15-year-old game at this point. Seriously, you guys probably have played already. But, I think I agree with you on that. Is there anything you would want added into a Melee-style adventure mode if they put that back in Smash Switch?
I would definitely just want to see representation from a lot of the games they have there. Not everything needs a level, obviously, if it's hard to do, but when I think of like side-scrolling levels in Smash, it's the adventure mode for Melee that come to mind, and then specifically the levels from the Subspace Emissary, which, when you kind of compare the two, the actual levels in Subspace were kind of bland in their design. Some of them were clearly inspired by certain worlds, but never anything like too much. So I would really love to see, like, the adventure mode style, where they're all actually pulled from different worlds and you're going through them and they're clearly themed very strongly to these different areas.
Yeah, I've only played a little bit of Subspace, but I can kind of understand because, I mean, the Pyramids were a pretty cool concept, but once you see so much of them, and they just kind of get lackluster, so I can understand that. Now, when you brought up the Melee adventure mode, it kind of reminded me of some of the stages from Melee that had characters as the stage. Like, you had a Goomba stage and then Poke Floats.
Yeah.
What if they added as a stage in a potential Smash Switch adventure mode a Ridley stage?
Oh boy. It makes salt, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, they could have maybe salt raining from the sky while you're fighting, and it could maybe like power up all the characters when the salt's flying. That'd be some people's wet dream, I'm telling you.
Oh boy.
I don't know. That's just what popped in my mind. But yeah, no, I would like to see a Melee adventure mode. I fully agree with that. You have any more to say about that, or
not particularly? Simply because we don't really know what series are going to be represented yet. So it's not like I can say, "Oh, pull from this and this," because for all we know, they may not actually come back. We really don't know.
Right. I mean, the only thing we have is a teaser of the Inkling gasping at the Smash logo. So
yep.
It's pretty... Yeah, everything's up to interpretation, so I guess we can move on there from my choice, my number 3 choice, and of course this was, came up by me on the fly, so for me it would probably have to be the All-Star Versus mode, or at least an All-Star Versus-esque mode from Project M. Now, a lot of people probably play Project M, but to explain to those who haven't played it, it is a mode where you can go in and you can choose multiple characters for one controller, one player. And then once you're in the game...
Oh, right.
It basically shows the stocks of each character that you chose, and then once the first character you chose gets eliminated, the second one comes in. So like if you chose Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and Mario, Donkey Kong get eliminated, and then Diddy Kong would come in. They do have a similar concept for that in Smash Tour, where at the end they do that. Mm-hmm. But I basically just want that without Smash Tour. Like that's
right.
I think it would be pretty cool because many people have different characters they want to play, and it would just make for some fun battles overall. Mm-hmm. The variety you could add to the game, and just so much you could do with it. It's completely insane, like how many different combinations you can choose, especially in 8-player Smash with 99 stocks. Like, just imagine the amount of repeat characters and the amount of characters on screen. You could have the entire roster filling all that lineup. It would just be mayhem. What do you think?
I think tournaments in that would be really interesting too, because instead of people picking their one main and then deciding, okay, I lost that match, I'm gonna change. They pick their like 2 or 3 characters for each match, and it's just a matter of what order they pick them in.
Yeah, I've seen some Project M All-Star versus tournaments, and they were really fun to watch because it was like, all right, this character is this person's main, gets eliminated, and they have this character that they have no idea to use, and then it changes the game drastically. Like, that's that's fun. That's fun to watch. Seeing the reaction, like, I can't fucking play this character, or, oh yeah, I got my character now, Especially with the random function. Just imagine how many character combinations the game could come up with if you just hit random. It would...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it would be fun, hilarious, and chaotic. So, I fully think that they should definitely add this. I guess we can move on then to your number 2 pick. So, what's your number 2?
So, for my number 2, some people may remember way back when before Smash Wii U officially came out and there were all these rumors about it. And one of the number 1 rumors and theories people had was about something called the Tower of Smash, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yes. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, the Tower of Smash was in between the 3DS and Wii U releases, and that rumor was getting traction because people were hopeful about certain characters making it into the Wii U version, even though Sakurai said they were going to keep the characters between both versions the same. So, just want to throw it out there. But, yeah. Do you remember the contents of the mode, obviously?
No, it's really if you want to give the rundown of what that was, because I don't remember super specifically. I just remember really liking it and thinking I would love to actually see this happen in a later Smash Bros. Game.
So the Tower of Smash, from what I remember, was a gauntlet mode, kind of, where you would go off like 50 towers and you would fight like different enemies and bosses, and it was more compared to what they had in like Soul Calibur, from what I heard.
Yes, I believe so.
So that's kind of the gist of it. So what about it would you like in Smash Brothers?
I think it'd be interesting because it's like a different... To me, it kind of came across like a different take on like a mix between Classic Mode and All-Star Mode. And I think that'd be interesting enough not to replace them, but to have as just an extra thing, just another mode basically to kind of go through and practice what you can do against different kinds of characters in different scenarios.
Right, I can definitely understand that. Going through the trials and getting it would put a different spin on what Classic and All-Star Mode really was. I will admit, like Classic and All-Star Mode, while they're fun, have been kind of getting stale each iteration.
Yep, and although they've tried redoing it, such as the Classic Mode and Smash for Wii U, it's a little... It's a little too different. So while it's stale, but it's hard to stray away from it and still call it the same thing.
Yeah, the 3DS version I think kind of hit it home because
Hmm.
you had the multiple paths and that at least added something, but it still stick to the original formula
Yeah.
of what classic mode was. Smash Wii U, they tried this kind of like board game esque thing, not Smash Tour, thankfully, but they tried this kind of strategic thing, and it was just too slow in my opinion, like too
Hmm.
slow of a pace, and I like it when you have like multiple paths, but you only have like a certain time to choose it, and it makes the game more fun and have an adrenaline rush. So, yeah. Again, do you have anything more to say about that, or?
Uh, Honestly, the most is just I love the idea of like the single player modes in Smash because while I love multiplayer and playing with friends and playing online and all that, I used to love going just kind of randomly going in and jumping into the single player modes, and I didn't find myself doing that as much with Smash Wii U, but I definitely did more with Smash 3DS. Especially like I used to jump a lot into classic mode and all star mode, kind of alternatingly. And this, like I was saying, kind of like an interesting combination between the two. But yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll move on to my number two, and that is again taking inspiration from Project M, and the I don't know what to call it. It's probably one of the best modes I've ever played. It is their stamina mode. Now there's a
Ah.
Now, there's a cinema mode in every Smash game from Melee onwards, I believe.
Mhm.
And they're always fun because it provides a different mechanic compared to the normal percentage system. But I will say, the amount of loads of options in the Project one are just beautiful, man. Like, it's not a normal word for me to say, but they got it 100%. Just to kind of list the options, you can go like up to as many percentages, like initial percentages you want. So if you want to start off with 999%, you can. You can also modify the blast zone of stages, which is
Oh.
mind blowing to me.
That's
So
impressive.
yeah, so basically, if you hit someone and they go off the stage, they'll appear on the other side of the screen and be back on the stage again.
Ah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, so just imagine you have low stamina and you have Ganondorf, and you're literally just flying this other character everywhere, and they're just going across the screen like it's nothing. There was also a fun point too where I did a down smash or a down air, excuse me, and literally I had my opponent going across the screen up and down just in limbo.
Oh, wow.
It was fun. It was really fun, and I wish they would adopt kind of like one kind of system for that. Add more options into there into the mix. So, do you have anything to add to that, Tris? Or
I do think that would actually be really interesting. I really like the idea you were saying of like the screen kind of wraps around, so you go like back and forth. So like if you go all the way to the left, you just kind of reappear on the right side. I do think that's actually really interesting, and I actually would really like to see that because I think that can make it more like a between the stamina and that it's almost more like an arcade fighter in some ways, and it definitely changes things up, and I think that makes it like it's just a different way to shake it up that makes it just as fun.
oh yeah, I wish there was more options in the special Smash menu. Like I wish each of the special Smash types had more options within there.
Mm-hmm.
It really fleshed things out. So, anyways, did you want to get into maybe honorable mentions at all?
I guess an honorable mention, strangely enough, for me, is the kind of so if people remember from Smash 3DS and Wii U, there were a lot of sharing options you can do in the different menus and different modes that kind of involved sharing. Like you can share. I think you might have been able to share custom stages on Smash Wii U, but I know you could share like replays and photos and all that stuff. And I actually would like to see something more where you could actually make a like kind of like a stage creator with to share just with friends, but you can have it online to play with them as well.
Yeah,
That's not exactly a mode, which is why it's an honorable mention for me, but yeah.
yeah, I love more sharing, especially online. I think the online component of the latest Smash title was pretty decent. You know, sharing custom stages was awesome.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it just kind of got stale.
Yeah, it's because it's very like terrain feely. Like it feels like terrain generators in Smash 3DS and Wii U, or sorry, just Smash Wii U, and then in Brawl it was very blocky. And I want to be able to make stages using assets that are actually from existing stages in the game. Be able to share that with friends and play on those. Make our own new tournament legal stages. Play in our own like friendly tournaments like that.
Yeah,
basically.
that'd be really cool. Making like. If they release Dreamland 64 for the new Smash Switch game, you could maybe make like one without Wispy Woods in the custom stages menu. I think that'd be really cool using the assets from each stage, kind of like Mario Maker.
Yeah, yeah.
So, anyways, for my honorable mention, this one's kind of a hard one to choose because I'm choosing between an existing mode and then a sort of existing mode, but
right.
Basically, I would like to have an Ice Climbers mode.
Ooh.
So, for those who don't know, Smash Wii U has this interesting glitch which the developers never patched out, so that kind of makes me hopeful maybe in the next Smash game, but basically, you use an amiibo, and then you put it down on the gamepad, and then you like unplug your controller, and if you go to the rules menu and back out, you can control two characters at the same time with one controller. And I've been using that glitch for a while, ever since it was first discovered, and I really like the concept. I think synchronizing two characters adds a whole strategic level to Smash Brothers, because not only do you have to pay attention to what you're doing with each character, but they provide a different amount of gameplay options. Like, one character could be the opposite to you, and you could, hit, say if another person is playing with two characters, you could hit the other characters on both ends. And, what if, one of your characters falls and dies, and then you only have one left, and then the other two are going to jump you, There's all sorts of variations in between them. I would love if they added that kind of gameplay. Now, I here's the thing. I think a lot of people expect the Ice Climbers to be added back into the next game, and it would be redundant if they had an Ice Climber mode with the Ice Climbers, because you'd be essentially controlling 4 characters at once.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So, and I'm pretty sure they wouldn't go as far as the glitch in the Wii U version where you can control up to 8 characters.
Yeah, that's a little too much.
Yeah, so basically I'm a little hopeful, but I'm pretty sure there'd be some trouble implementing it, especially with the Ice Climbers themselves. So, unless they go and make you use one, just a Sopo, kind of, one solo Popo.
Right.
But, I mean, what do you think?
I think that could be interesting, actually, having like the Ice Climbers mode like that. I think the only real problem is some characters mixed together might be too problematic, where it might be almost like breaking, just because of the variety in moves. Unless it's specifically the same character, like clones of the same character. You mean?
I will admit, I have done that with Cloud several times. Like, I'll charge up his well, first of all, Cloud, double Clouds and doubles are banned, so I can see why. But if you charge up a limit break, and if you're facing one character with 2 Clouds, you can trap one of the characters in between 2 Clouds, use your limit break, and then literally at like 1% of their character damage, they'll go flying and die. It's completely insane. So I do agree with you that it is overbearing, but I personally am one of those people that takes the original Smash mode very seriously.
That's fair.
I wouldn't care if other parts of different modes were overpowered. So
that's fair.
yeah. So it's just hopefully if if they do implement it, they implement it right, obviously, and not have 8 characters you can control at once. But we'll see what happens. But anyways, we'll get to our grand number 1 spots then. So Tris will continue with you. What's your number 1 pick?
So I'm someone who loves Smash Bros. Because of just the large amount of representation from all these different series, and more than just the characters and stages, but also like the music, the trophies, etc. And one thing I've always loved since Brawl was like the photo mode with the trophies, but it's always, in my opinion, it's still always kind of lacking a little bit. You get let's see, in Brawl, we had the whole thing where, oh yeah, you can kind of rearrange the trophies on a little area and take pictures of them, maybe take away the base of the trophies. Okay. Same kind of thing in Smash Wii U, except the backgrounds were different and you could have a little more camera control. I want to see that go further, and I would love to be able to have the trophies and have, instead of just generic kind of different backgrounds, I want the different backgrounds to be the different stages. And I want to be able to actually put actual playable characters in and mess around with them and have the trophies also come in. If you think, I guess a good comparison is like a mix between Mario Odyssey's photo mode, which you can just activate whenever, like in Smash's pause screen, but it's like a mix between that and the photo mode you see in Mario Party 10.
I actually would think that'd be pretty cool. Mario Odyssey's photo mode is fun to mess around with, especially with all the filters, and they could drastically improve that. I think the current trophy models that they have right now with those generic stages are okay, but they could really improve upon that. Like you said, add actual stages to the mix. You know, easy content. Really, I don't know. It would really add a new kind of life to all of that. So yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that'd be pretty cool. I mean, do you have anything more to add about that, or?
I guess it's just, to me at least, that's always been a big part of Smash, because Smash really is just this big celebration of video gaming and Nintendo and everything in general, that I feel like so many people don't really care much for those modes because they feel so limiting to them. So that's why I feel like if they just did more with it, made it even bigger and better, and did new things with it like that, I think it'd be really interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it'd be really cool to see. More options is better, and there's not really anything compelling to get the trophies, I feel like, in the latest installment. So it would really add that, you know, I gotta get the trophies craze. Because in Melee, you know, you had the lottery system. In Brawl, you had the coin launcher, and Smash 4 Trophy Rush, which is okay.
Yeah, it's Trophy Rush feels the most tedious out of all those, I feel like. But, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I guess I'll go with my number one pick. And this might come as a surprise because most of the stuff I've said comes from Project M. But this is not the case, you know, thankfully. But this one comes from Kirby Superstar. And it kind of ties into your number 3. Except I would love to have a story mode structured like the Revenge of Meta Knight.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, so basically you're playing this character, and kind of like how Palutena's guidance works, except automatic. You would have like characters appearing at the bottom of the screen, you know, reacting to what you're doing, and it would add like some stuff to the story and have save points. They could also do something maybe like the Great Cave Offensive, maybe too, where you have to go through, collect trophies and treasures and stuff like that. So my basic gist is that I think there's a lot of stuff you can pull from Kirby Superstar. So I think they should add a lot of they should get more inspired by that game, because I think a lot of that could apply well to Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I think that actually makes a lot of sense, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, they could do Revenge of Meta Knight for the story mode, and then maybe to find trophies, you could use the Great Cave Offensive, going kind of in a Smash Run-esque layout.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything to add to that, or?
I do like how what you have there is it is a little bit of a story mode, and I do think that is actually a good thing, because everybody, so many people are saying they want to see the next Let's Play Emissary, but I do feel like having like a little bit of a compromise there. So like something more like the Revenge of Meta Knight or like the Melee Adventure mode is actually probably more going to work better. I need to phrase it better. So I think that would work a lot better with what Smash has become now. And then obviously you can just add in like the cutscenes South by Samusrai style if they want to, but I do think what you're going for there is really interesting, and I think that would actually work really well.
Yeah, definitely. I've been wanting to play Superstar Ultra for a bit right now, and I've always adored it for its layouts, having like starting with the simplistic game first, and then branching out into the other modes. I think having the main Smash mode, and then having like some mini games, which could work in with the home run contest, maybe break the target so that comes back, and then have
right.
have that main mode with kind of Great Cave Offensive, kind of like replacing what Coin Launcher or Trophy Rush did, and then have Revenge of Meta Knight be the story mode. I just think that template works really well because they can do it minimally, like you said, and they don't have to go all out. So I guess I'll just leave it at that. Basically, do you have anything else to say about anything?
I guess really the only other thing I want to say is, despite everything we've been saying, I just hope we get surprised in regards to just having a new mode. Something even we didn't predict here, but will be received well and is not Smash Tour 2.
Oh my gosh, the Soul would be worse if Ridley is Smash Tour. Just imagine, like,
oh my gosh,
a Ridley board in Smash Tour. And then the pieces you move around are salt jugs, kind of.
Oh gosh, that'd be funny. Salt shakers.
Salt shakers, yeah. But I guess that'll do it. So, anyways, we want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow us on our social media pages, including our Facebook and Twitter accounts. Be sure to also support us on Patreon to receive exclusive perks. You will also link our Discord server in the description below if you want to talk about any of this with us. We're friendly. Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed the video, and always remember to return to the source.
Bye, guys.